Welcome to the Kaizen Gal podcast. I am Marie-Claire, and here we talk real talk about growth, leadership, and thriving without burning out. In each episode, I dive into stories, strategies, and mind shifts that help ambitious individuals to take steps towards their vision for their life, myself included. Think of this as your weekly dose of clarity and courage to navigate career, business, and life. Let's get into it. Hello, folks. Hello. Today, we are catching up on 2024. But before we get to that, I just want to say, it hit me that in the intro of my podcast, I talk about performing without burning out. And that episode is about burning out. The previous episode was about burning out. Basically, that has shifted a lot of my thinking about productivity, performance, leadership, empathy, you name it. So I just wanted to caveat that it's a work in progress. Life as a whole is a work in progress. I am a work in progress. I am still a little bit of a workaholic, but I'm getting there. It's getting better. Okay? No judgment. Okay. Now that this is out of the way, let's go back and catch up on 2024. What can I say? Let's say 5 major things happen in 2024. The first one being the job that I mentioned in the previous episode. I quit that job. It was right after my birthday. I had an amazing birthday with my friends. It was really the first time that I had taken the time to organize, to host a birthday for myself with decorations and so many things happening. It was great. I was on a high. After that high, which was on a Saturday, I went to work on Monday. And I kid you not, I had knots in my stomach. I already hated the job because the only reason why I came back after my burnout is because I didn't have another option. So I came back because I needed money to pay my bills. Overall, I was getting better. I was recovering from the burnout, but I was still not there. So I had my birthday on Saturday, went back to work on Monday. I started to write my resignation email on Tuesday. I didn't send it. I think I was scared. And the Wednesday, something else happened that actually made me think you are not in an environment that is conducive to you doing your best work. This is an environment that is not conducive to you having a work-life balance. This is not an environment that is conducive to you being the employee and the teammate that you want to be, that you enjoy, that you thrive being. What it meant was that every aspect of my personality, of my work ethic, and of my skills could not be expressed through that job. I literally sent the email on Wednesday. The moment I sent that email, the feeling of freedom that came upon my, Lord have mercy. You know, when you do something that you've been pushing, and the day you actually do it, you have a sense of freedom and you feel like a brand new person and you feel so good. You feel such a sense of stillness and quiet and peace. You wonder why you haven't done that sooner. That was exactly how I felt. So I quit the job. I still had 2 weeks notice to give. After that, I decided to leave Montreal. It was something I was thinking about, but I did not have the push to go outside of the comfort bubble that I had built for myself in Montreal. Nonetheless, I bought my plane ticket to go back home, to go to Gabon. It's not the destination that I'm thinking about, but at that point in time, Gabon made sense because I had the opportunity to work with my sisters, and one of my sisters' husband, singular, said, hey, you can stay for how many months you want. And I thought, okay, let me stay the maximum amount of time that I can stay before not being a fiscal resident of Canada anymore, which was exactly 5 months to 3 weeks. That was the plan for me to go. I bought the plane ticket. After I bought the plane ticket, I applied for a Young Leaders Network, a leadership program by the Youth Chamber of Commerce of Montreal. It reminded me that somehow, no matter how hard I try to fit in some spaces, I just don't. Not that it wasn't great. It was a great program. I recommend it to everyone. I met some great people, but I also felt as though I did not belong belong there. After the youth leaders program, I met someone. I'm not gonna expand too much on that, but I met someone. I don't even know if I can say that I met someone or he met me because I can tell you for a fact that I am not checking out for anybody on earth, not trying to attract, to engage, entertain anybody. I wanted peace. Okay. At the same time, I was fully immersing myself into entrepreneurship because yes, I did quit my job and I did plan to spend an extended period of time in Gabon, but I was also working, thinking towards establishing myself as an entrepreneur for my two businesses. The first one being productivity, performance, leadership, career coaching. Then I have another business, which is my tech and strategy consulting business, which is more aligned with the skills that I honed in my different corporate jobs and roles. So I had those two businesses and I was trying to grow them. I was focused on taking those entrepreneurship baby steps to also ensure that by the time I was supposed to leave to go to Gabon, I had a roster of clients and recurring revenues, or at least potential revenue coming my way. The goal was not to go to Gabon and just chill. Yes, to rest with family and a change of weather, a change of scenery for sure. But the goal was not to come back broke. Even though I did come back broke, but I will explain how or why when I catch you up on what happened in the first 9 months of 2025. That being said, entrepreneurship, baby steps, met a lot of great people. I caught up with a lot of people that I didn't have time to talk to before. I had a fantastic time. I also did rebuild my deck. And if you know me, you know that I like to use my 10 fingers to type on a computer. I don't use my 10 fingers for manual work. So, me doing my deck was a big thing. It actually took me close to 3 months. I started in June and I wrapped up by August. That was a long time. I am very proud of my deck. I know I have the IKEA effect where I think that my deck is the most beautiful patio in the entire world. I'm very proud of myself because I did not think I was going to be able to do it. I had the support and guidance and help, very precious help of my 70-year-old neighbor. We thought that we would be done in a month, maybe even 3 weeks. And no, it took us close to 9 weeks, which was a lot. The third thing that happened was my aunt came to visit me in Montreal. Giving you a little bit of context, she is the aunt who came with me when I first came to Montreal close to 19 years ago, because I was a minor at the time. And when you are a minor, you cannot enter Canada. So I needed an adult come with me. She's the adult who came with me, who left behind my uncle and my cousins to come with me. I also want to add that my aunt is not related to me. We are not blood related. My uncle is my mom's younger brother and she was his wife. So she had no reason to come. She still came. She's the one who volunteered to come. My uncle did not volunteer. I still love him and I'm close to him, but I just want to caveat that he did not volunteer to come. She did. She's been in my life. I think I've known her since the age of 10 and I'm 36 and some. So I've known her for 26 years of my life. That is absolutely crazy. There is no one except my brother and sisters. There's no one who has known me for that long. Needless to say, she's my best friend now. As my mom passed away, as I've been looking for an older sister, as I've been looking for sisterhood, friendship, but like deep friendship, not just friendship of like, oh, when things are good, we talk. No, the friendship where I call her in tears. She is my person. And I am one of her people. I am very thankful and I feel extremely blessed that I was able to host her for her birthday, and a symbolic, significant birthday at that. And she's probably the only person in my family who's ever going to see my house. She's always wanted to go see Niagara Falls. I took her there. We had a photo shoot. She also met my closest friends because she hears about everybody. She knows about everybody in Montreal that I know that is of significance to me. And I wanted her to put faces on names. I'm so no matter how hard 2024 had been or became afterwards, or even no matter how hard 2025 is now, I am still incredibly grateful and thankful to God that I was able to bless my aunt with an awesome trip where she could recover from the different things going on in her own life, enjoy her birthday, do the thing that she wanted to do. And I'm very, very, very forever grateful. And knowing that I was going to leave as well, I did a couple of things because I thought this is maybe the last time that I'm going to be able to do those things. Hence, hosting my aunt and also having my birthday at home. I also went to Usher's concert. I would never pay again that price to go hear someone sing. That, I think it cost me hundreds, not 100 or 200 or 300 or 400, more than that, to go and see Usher in Toronto. I also bought ticket for the Rogers tennis tournament in Montreal for the semifinals and the final. I wanted to see the women play, but last year, 2024, it was actually the men playing in Montreal, not the women. So I also tried to watch Formula One, but I was not about to pay. Prices were starting at $1,300. $1,300. Definitely not doing that. And then I left eventually. And that's where I want to take a moment to pause and thank the guy that I met. We are not together anymore, but leaving Montreal was such an emotional shock. It was a physical shock. It was a spiritual shock. It was a shock to my system on so many levels. I was a wreck. Coming to the point of selling my stuff, selling things that I owned, things that I paid for with my very first paycheck. Things that I bought when I first came to Montreal 18 and a half years ago. Doing all of those things, it took such an incredible toll on me on so many different levels. And this man, during that time, he was the cornerstone and the manifestation of the peace of God in my life, of the hand of God in my life. I don't care about what happened afterwards. I can never forget the way he really held me down, because he was the cornerstone of the peace that I was able to leave Montreal with. And mind you, he does not even live in Montreal. He lives in another city. He provided me with help that I would not have been able to formulate and ask myself. And I praise the Lord for it, because there's no other way, absolutely no other possibility than God using that man to help me live in peace. I did not even park my own car. I just want to say that. That is something that I tell everybody, and something that I've told this man. Thank you so much. I've been unbelievably blessed by God through you in that moment, during that season that I was experiencing. The last thing that happened was that I went back home. Yes. And when I left, two things happened. Instead of resting, I started doing the most. I think I spent maybe 2.5 weeks at home. Let's say September 18. From September 18 to December 7, approximately, I did not stop. I was just going. Seeing family, seeing extended family. One of my sisters and I, we created a community. I was running nonstop. Literally 3 months. By the end of the year, I was done. On January 1st, 2025, I came back home that day. I was almost in tears at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. My body was shaking from exhaustion. I slept until maybe 5 p.m. And so for the remainder of my time in Gabon, I did not do much. I was just chilling. Things were happening that were draining my bank account. My bank account had started to drain a bit. After I left Montreal, a few things happened with my businesses. I lost a few clients. So revenue that I thought was guaranteed, at least for the following 5 to 6 months, just evaporated into thin air. I was getting broke by the week. And I was not even spending that much money. Thank God for my brother-in-law. But I was losing money left, right, and I will explain that in the next episode. Bye! You've just finished another episode of the Kaizen God podcast. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode gives you something to think about, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. It really helps others find us. I've got more real talk coming your way in the next episode, so stay tuned. And until then, take care of yourself and keep stepping into your vision. Bye.